I'm Felicia, 62. Sitting here in my beautiful lake house, sipping my morning coffee. It's hard to believe how far I've come. But there was a time when my life was a world away from this peace and comfort. It all started on a fateful Thanksgiving day. My son, Ethan, a 38-year-old self-made millionaire who owned a booming real estate firm, came to visit. He walked through my door, looking every bit the successful businessman in his tailored suit. Behind him was his wife, Lily, a woman with a smile that could light up a room but whose heart, I would soon discover, was as cold as ice. As we sat down to dinner, Ethan talked about his latest real estate ventures. Lily chimed in, showing off their recent luxury vacations and the high-end renovations they were doing on their mansion. I nodded and smiled, but each word was a reminder of the growing gap between our lives. I've been working as a librarian for years, barely scraping by, rationing my medications, and wearing the same old clothes. Then, as I was serving the apple pie, Ethan leaned back and asked, "Mom, how do you like the beach house I got you 2 years ago? I know you've always loved the ocean." I was stunned. "What beach house? I've never received one, Ethan." Ethan's smile faded. He glanced at Lily, who suddenly stood up, her napkin falling to the floor. "Oh, I just remembered. I need to make a call about an appointment tomorrow." "Excuse me," she said, her voice a bit too high-pitched. There was something off about her hasty exit. Ethan was frowning now. "Mom, that's impossible. I had my assistant handle all the paperwork. The deed should have been mailed to you, and there were supposed to be monthly maintenance payments, too." My legs felt weak. "Monthly payments? I've never received any money like that, Ethan. I've been struggling to pay my bills." Ethan's face went pale. "I've been sending you $1,800 every month for 2 years. My assistant assured me you were getting everything." The room started to spin. $1,800 a month for 2 years was a fortune to me. It could have changed my life. Ethan started pulling out his phone, scrolling through emails desperately. "I have all the records at home. Mom, if you haven't been getting this, then where has it gone?" We both turned towards the kitchen where Lily had gone. The silence was heavy. When I walked towards the kitchen doorway, Lily was standing there, her back to us. When she heard our footsteps, she spun around, her face flushed. Ethan's tone changed. "Lily, do you know anything about the beach house paperwork? You coordinated with my assistant on this." Lily stammered. There must be some misunderstanding. Maybe the paperwork got lost in the mail. But I could see the lie in her eyes. I'd been a librarian for a long time, and I knew how to read people. Ethan called his assistant, Sarah. On speakerphone, Sarah said, "The beach house at 345 Ocean Drive was transferred to Felicia's name 2 years ago. And the monthly payments were sent to the account Mrs. Thompson provided." My blood ran cold. "I don't have that account." "What account are you talking about?" Sarah replied, "Mrs. Thompson called me 2 years ago and said there was a change in your banking information. She gave me the new routing and account numbers." Ethan looked at Lily, his expression cold. "Explain, Lily." Lily's composure broke. "Ethan, my parents were in debt. They were about to lose their home. I just borrowed the money temporarily. And the beach house, you weren't using it, and my family needed a place to stay." I was furious. "Lily, I've been working double shifts at the library. I've been skipping meals to make ends meet. You stole from me, and you've been lying for 2 years. Ethan was in shock. "Lily, my mother could have been in serious trouble. What if she'd had a medical emergency and couldn't afford treatment?" Lily just kept crying, making excuses. But it was too late. The damage was done. In the days that followed, we dug deeper. The bank records showed that the monthly payments had been going to an account in my name, but at a bank I'd never used. Lily had forged my signature on the deed and opened the fake account using my personal information. She'd also used my identity to apply for credit cards and take out small loans. We found out that she'd rented a cheap apartment just to establish a fake address for the account. Ethan was heartbroken. He'd trusted Lily completely, and she'd betrayed both of us. We drove to the beach house that was supposed to be mine. It was a beautiful, modern house overlooking the ocean. Lily's parents were there. When they saw us, they looked ashamed. Lily was there too, looking small and defeated. I looked at her and said, "Lily, are you really sorry? Or are you just sorry you got caught?" She started crying again, but I wasn't moved. Ethan told her to pack her things and leave his house. The legal process was long and complicated. Lily was charged with fraud, identity theft, and tax evasion. The IRS had been after me because of the false tax returns she'd filed. But Ethan hired a team of lawyers and accountants to clear my name. The divorce was finalized a few months later. Lily was sentenced to 20 months in prison. Ethan threw himself into making things right for me. He transferred the beach house back to me legally, and with the help of forensic accountants, we managed to recover most of the money Lily had stolen, plus some compensation. Now, a year later, I've made the beach house my own. I've decorated it with my favorite things, and I wake up every morning to the sound of the ocean. Ethan has become a more present son. He visits often, takes me to doctor's appointments, and just spends time with me. I've also learned a lot about forgiveness. I can't forgive Lily easily, but I've forgiven myself for being so trusting. And I've forgiven Ethan because he was also a victim of her manipulation. Life is full of surprises, and sometimes the people we trust the most can hurt us the most. But I've come out of this ordeal stronger, and I'm determined to enjoy the rest of my life in this stolen dream that has finally become my own.